Hi everyone, this is Tommy Gerasi, Tico71. I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew, and I had a really great time, and I recommend that you guys come on down, check out his show, and be a guest on there because it's a good conversation, and you'll have a good time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 601. That's right, it's the Keith Andrew Network. It's 601. Today I'm here with Tommy G. And I just want to say, Tommy G, thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you for having me.
No,
I think most people would know me as Tico71, so we can say Tico71, so they know who that is.
Now, with that being said, it's an honor and privilege having you on the show. Now, it's PG-13. You can say anything you want, talk about whatever you want, but keep those two letters in mind. Family-oriented. But like I said, you have the freedom to say, to do whatever you want. So that being said, a couple of first questions that caught my interest. And I would love to work with you, that's number one. I just want to say it off the top of the very top of the show. But I saw that you are an entertainer, you work in entertainment, you work the red carpet, you worked for social TV, and you are also a curator. So the first thing I want to ask you is, who influenced you to get into entertainment, and how many years have you been doing the entertainment?
I've been doing it since 2010, pretty steady. I think no one necessarily influenced me. I think it was myself that influenced me because even when I was a kid, I was really interested in all things that had to do with entertainment. And I was very avid on not only watching my favorite TV shows, but finding out about my favorite actors and finding out more about the shows. And I was also the person who would go to school every day and talk about what I watched on TV the night before and get other people excited about what I was watching. And we'd have discussions. We almost had water cooler discussions at school every day, even when I was I could remember being even 9 years old and doing that. So I think I kind of always was the one who was watching and listening to music before anybody else had heard it, and then telling them about it. So trying to get them excited as well. And I kind of always felt like that was what I wanted to do, or somehow I wanted to be involved in that world because it just fascinated me, and I respected it a lot.
No, absolutely. So the first thing I want to ask you is, you're an entertainer, and you work in entertainment. What influenced you to get into that? What was that very first thing that you did that you said, it's because of that? That one knock or that one little thing sparked your interest and said, that's what I want to do.
Well, the actual way that I got very involved in it on a physical level and more than just as a hobby was Twitter, actually, because when Twitter first came around, people were using it for all different things, but one of the things we used it for was to live tweet television shows, to live tweet award shows, so I started doing that. And then TV Land actually saw me doing it, so they reached out to me and they liked, I guess, the way I was doing it, and they also liked the fact that I was reaching a large amount of people, which I didn't even realize I was doing at the time. So they invited me down to watch, I believe, at the time, it was Hot in Cleveland and The X's, and then also Fran Drescher's show, Happily Divorced. So they invited me into the actual main offices in New York to watch a few episodes with them and do live tweeting with them there. And then I was going to LA a lot for the award shows. So when I'd be in LA, they would send me to the audience to be in studio audiences for those shows. And that just went on to every show they ever had that had a studio audience. I would kind of be in the audience. And now we have Younger, which I usually go down to help them out with tweeting on premiere nights or maybe every week if I can. But we do that, but they don't have a studio audience because they film that very differently. But we're still very involved in that social aspect.
No, absolutely. And the other one I want to ask you is red carpet. How many red carpets have you worked at? And what was your very first experience getting into that type of work?
I can't even count how many I've done, but I can say that I've done different ones. So I've done the Golden Globes, I've done the Emmys, I did some stuff for the Oscars. Each year would be something different. And I've also done movie premieres. So I did the One Direction movie years ago and some Transformers movies. I think my favorite one was probably the One Direction, because that was the very first actual carpet that I was on. Whereas in the past I would go down and I would be in the studio tweeting about the show, and I wasn't really on the carpet itself. The One Direction was the first time I got to work with The Insider at the time, and Keltie Knight was the reporter that was on site for that. So and that was, I think, one of her first assignments too. So we both kind of were new at this, and we both were out there doing our thing. And she helped me a lot because she taught me a few things, and she showed me a few things, and she gave me an opportunity to actually do things on my own. So I would say that I'm grateful for that, because otherwise I probably would have been too scared to do it, or I wouldn't have really understood how to do it. So I think that actually was being thrown into that the first time, but being put in there with Keltie Knight, because she's actually really gracious and she's really good at what she does. So it was a good experience all around.
Hey, if you can put a good word in for me, I appreciate that.
Well, we don't do any of those now, because now I kind of moved into other things. So I've been producing a lot of stuff, but I'll put in a good word when I can.
Appreciate that. And the other one I saw was social TV. What is social TV?
Social TV is just basically discussing what's going on television while it's happening. So you do it in real time. So basically, if there's an award show on, like the MTV Music Awards, whether you're actually at the award show on the red carpet or not, or just home in your living room, social TV is just taking it to that next level of, I'm watching this show, and this is what I like, and this is what I don't like, and this is what I'm seeing, and this is my reaction. What about you guys? And then you kind of have a whole discussion going on. Usually it's on Twitter, because Twitter is the best way to do live real time like that. Facebook's a little rough. Instagram's impossible. So it's still what we use Twitter for, I think, other than all the political stuff they're using it for now, which I don't get into. I still use Twitter mostly for my real-time television.
No, I agree with you. So, for an example, I'm a wrestling fan. So if you do real-time talk while you're watching, you also get to tweet too. But isn't that like more of a distraction, because you're supposed to be? How are you supposed to be watching by tweeting at the same time?
You just really it becomes a rhythm that you get down pat, and so you kind of know when you should do it, and then when you need to just take a break and kind of think about what you wanted to say and say it a little bit later. But once you have the rhythm down, you can actually do both at the same time. It's not that hard. I guess multitasking it kind of got me used to it, because I've always been a multitasker. So I'm one who always, when I was doing my homework, I always had the TV on in the background, I had the radio on in the background. Whenever I've been doing any writing, I always have something on in the background. So I kind of got used to doing two things at once, and I think it just translates in when I'm doing my tweeting.
Now the next question I was going to ask you is, when you got into the entertainment world, let's see, looking for something good, was there ever a person or a group or an organization that you ever wanted to work for? And what were some of your favorite organization groups or people you enjoyed working with?
One of the first ones I wanted to work with that was entertainment but / also social good was No Hate, because when I first got on Twitter, No Hate was just starting. So it was kind of like it was a concept at the time, and they were starting to only photograph celebrities at first. Then they opened it up to everybody. But I always said I wanted to kind of do that. And then I did my first photo. And so to date, I think I've done about 11 or 12 of them over the years. And I've gotten to know Adam Buska, and I've gotten to know Jeff Parsley, and the whole organization of No Hate. So they became friends of mine too. And it's just an organization that I support with all my heart, because I think not only have they been out there talking the talk, but they walk the walk. So they've gotten things done. I actually went to D.C. to march with them for marriage equality back in 2009 or 10 when they did it. So I got to meet them there, and I got to see what they were doing. They weren't just taking pictures of people with tape over their mouth and a tattoo on their face. There was a purpose for all of that. And I really respected what they were doing. And then it became more than just about marriage equality, because now it's about all equality. It's about trans people, it's about gay people, it's about bisexual people, it's about transsexual people, all of that. So it encompasses everyone who doesn't have a voice, and they're giving them a voice and a platform.
No, I agree. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, did you take any classes to get into the entertainment field?
Well, I had taken journalism in college, so I was a journalism minor, and I was a business major. So that was the only class. But I also every so many years I brush up online and just take online courses for social media. And right now I'm actually doing one through Mashable that I found because I want to just brush up on the newest things that are going on with YouTube, with Instagram, with Twitter. And also I've been really lucky that I've had some mentors that actually work in the business, like people in TV land who do social, people that worked for Entertainment Tonight that did social. One of my friends is probably one of the biggest people in social media behind the scenes. So they are kind of my mentors, and I learn from them. I take a little bit from them, and then I take a few classes to do the technical stuff.
No, absolutely. Until right now, after I put my head down, I'm looking at the script I have, so I'm not ignoring you or anything. So next thing I was going to ask you is, can you give me a time where your work has been criticized, and how do you deal with it?
Well, my work doesn't usually get criticized, but I was criticized back on social media recently, not for anything that I was doing in entertainment, but just about political things. Because I don't normally get political, but when the Jussie Smollett thing happened, I did make a statement saying that when it first happened, that I felt bad that it happened to him. But then as things started to develop, I don't know if the truth was coming out or other developments were coming out, but people jumped all over me about taking his side, which I didn't really take his side. I just said that if this happens to this person, it's horrible, and we all kind of need to be a little bit scared at this point if these things are really happening. And then when I found out that it might not have happened, I did retract that, but people were still looking at the first tweet and attacking me for that. So I had a lot of Trump supporters that were just like attacking me, and not necessarily logically attacking me, but instead of going back at them and fighting with them, I kind of explained to them my side. And then I also explained to them, because some of them were saying that, we don't understand why. No one told you that you have to go out there and say that you're a gay man. And I said, well, the only thing is no one's ever told you as a straight man that you're not allowed to say you're straight. So we have been told we're not allowed to say that. So you have to see it differently. And a couple of people actually apologized, and a few of them followed me. So I think that actually I was able to turn that around and kind of spin it a little bit so we could be on a friendly level and not have all that hate. And then recently somebody said something because I was supporting the right for women to have abortions, so someone attacked me about that. It's usually political things that they attack you over and never the entertainment part.
Well,
if they don't like an actor, they can get pretty nasty about that. If I interview somebody and they don't like the person, they'll say something like, oh, I think that person's horrible, or I don't think they have any talent. But I just ignore those comments because that's coming from a place of hate and probably a place of the person being uncomfortable with themselves or jealousy.
No, I agree. And while on the subject, I do support gay marriage. The transsexual thing is I'm not really a big fan of, but do whatever makes you happy, and just do whatever. I just don't want to see it or know about it. That's just me. And as far as abortion goes, the only time you should have an abortion is if the girl's or woman's wife is in danger, or if it's rape or incest. Those are the only times.
Well, I think also sometimes people can't afford it, or they don't have the means to do what needs to be done. So if there's any kind of complications, I think that they need to just revisit that part of it, because whenever there's a complication, we don't understand what that person's going through, and I don't think it's really my business what they're doing. I don't want to tell people what to do with their bodies, so I prefer that they leave that. I mean, I'm sure that it's not going to be a situation where people are just going to go have one because they feel like having one. Yeah. It's pretty dire to go through that in the first place, so I feel like it's just something we need to keep our noses out of and let the girl, if she's underage, and her family figure it out. If she's a woman who's of age, then it's her business to figure it out. But I don't know that we should be telling them what to do, just like I don't think anybody should tell me what to do. They can't tell us we have to be a certain weight, or you open up a door for a lot of things if you start saying you can tell me what to do with my body.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I said, if it's incest or rape, or if the person's life is in jeopardy, or the kid's going to be deformed, then those are the only times where it's you should step in. But other than that, it doesn't put food on the table for me, so I really don't give a damn.
Exactly. That's the point, is that it shouldn't really affect everybody. it shouldn't affect you sitting in your house if someone's doing that. So I don't know why they're stretching their reach into your living room. That makes no sense to me.
I hear you. And the next question I was going to ask you is, question I was going to ask you is, what are the new projects that you're working on?
Right now, I was just in Toronto promoting season 4 of Eastsiders on Netflix. That's coming out in September on Netflix. And we'll be doing a few more festivals with that too. And then when that's finished, I have a film coming out that I'm working with called Sins Unveiled. It's a short horror thriller. And then there's a documentary that I'm working with, and that's called Stigma, Growing Up in Hollywood. So that's with my friend Aaron Schwartz from Mighty Ducks. And he's going to be interviewing actors who grew up in Hollywood as kids, and now they're either still in Hollywood working as adults, or they've moved on to other things, or they are having a little trouble getting, settled in life and things like that. So I think we're going to examine pretty much the difference between people who made it successfully and people who didn't make it successfully. But the thing I like about that one is it's not gossipy at all. So it's not going to be a situation where people are going to be feeling exploited. Like sometimes with gossip shows, they'll say, "Oh, this guy, he was an actor when he was 7, but now he's poor." And so we're not doing that. We're not judging them. We're just having a conversation with them, saying, "Hey, what happened? You were here, there, and now you're here. How do you feel about that? What led you here? Or what led you to leave Hollywood? What led you to stay in Hollywood?" Things like that.
Oh, I agree. And the thing is, most people self-destruct.
Yeah, I think we're also going to try to explore that. Like, why did that happen? Why, let's say I was successful at it, but you weren't. Well, what made me successful and you not? Are there factors that we can do? But like I said, the thing I love about it is it's not gossipy, because I really don't like gossip. And I don't think that we should gossip about people, even if they are in the public eye. They have feelings, they have goals and dreams, and they have a life, and it's not nice to judge them in that way. So this documentary, I think, is more explorative and educational than anything else. Plus, Aaron was a child star, too, when he was in Mighty Ducks. And he's still in the business, so it's going to come from that perspective.
No, absolutely. And before we get to the next one, we'll look at Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. He was a big hit star, and he self-destructed.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Sins Unveiled, the film, is a short horror thriller, and if people go on my social media, they can see the links, because we're actually crowdfunding that, so people can donate if they want. And the same thing with Stigma with Aaron Schwartz, the documentary. We're also doing some crowdfunding for that, so if they look at my social, they can go on there and give a little bit. I mean, even if people gave $1 each, it would be great, because it helps to make a better quality at the end.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, what motivated you, and what motivates you to be an entertainer, to work in entertainment, work on the red carpet? What motivates you? Or what's motivating you?
Mostly what motivates me is the enjoyment aspect of it, because I feel like we all enjoy it. So if I can bring other people along with me, if I can be on the red carpet and show you what's going on and help you to enjoy yourself watching that, and maybe escape a little bit of what's going on in life, because life is kind of scary now. So if we can still escape a little, I think that's fun. But the other thing that really motivates me is always to find a social good aspect that's connected with the entertainment. So if we're representing a community that's not usually represented, or giving a voice to people who don't normally have a voice, or we're helping by actually helping a charity raise money, things like that. Those are things I'm really interested in, because I like the fact that people who have a platform use the platform responsibly and try to lift up other people who don't have a platform for themselves and probably wouldn't have a voice if they didn't speak up for them.
No, absolutely. And then the other question is, what the theme of the show is, have you worked with people with disabilities? Apparently you're working with me, but have you worked with people with disabilities, and are you willing to work with people with disabilities?
Oh, always. I've actually done a lot of work with Erase MS, and then Amanda Green, who is LA Lupus Lady. I've done a lot of things with her for lupus research and Lupus Foundation. So there's really no limits to who you would work with, because everybody should actually have the ability to have access to a platform, especially now with social media. We all have that, and we all have the ability to bring a light on a subject that needs light shed on it. And maybe you're not doing it for yourself, but maybe you're doing it for the entire community that you represent, which is extremely brave of a lot of people. And it's also noble, I think, because if you have a disability or if you have an issue, but you share it with other people, you not only help yourself by getting that out there, but you help someone who's in their living room thinking, this is it for me, I'm never going to have, they'll see you doing it and they'll think, wait, I might be able to do that too. And at least it's worth a shot. So a lot of times you actually bring people out of the darkness and into the light when you actually share your own story.
No, absolutely. Now, the other question I was going to ask you real fast is, I even asked these questions since, 2004, actually 2014. So it's a little bit of everything. But, let's see. I was going to ask you about social media, but I think these are a little more interesting. Then we're going to take a little break. But with that being said, when we come back, I'm going to ask you about, let's see, looking for something really good. Most of these I'm kind of like, why did I even ask about this? I would ask you about karma. I would ask you about life after death. It's pretty much, I'm going to go back to the hard-hitting facts. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you, and you can ask me anything.
Hi, I'm Taylor Kilgore.
Hello, I'm actress producer Sandra Justice.
Oh, I'm Sakina.
Hey, I'm Allison Steele.
I'm Ann Wells.
Hey, I'm Carolyn Minton.
Hi, it's Mimi Chin.
This is Rebecca L. Mahan.
Hi guys, this is Danielle Claire.
Hi, I'm Devin Nelson.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Herrera.
Hi everyone, I'm Giovanna and
hi, I'm Giovanni Espiritu.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters.
Hi everybody, my name is Jewel Colwell Bolt.
Hi, I'm Julia Brothers.
Hi, I'm Laura Saltman.
Hi, I'm Annika Skiva.
Hi, I'm Bailey Heath.
I'm Enchanter Shane.
My name's Amanda Corey.
Hi, I'm Megan Gillette.
And I'm Berkeley Pickle.
I'm Briley Williamson and
I'm Gabby Possible.
I think I'm Claire.
Hi, I'm Brigitte Kingsley.
And this is Dr. Christina.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline T.D. Huynh with Integrative Mind.
This is Jillian Michelle Johnston.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Kinsley.
I'm Carrie Zane.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Michelle Doherty.
Hey, I'm Laura Menino.
Hi, I'm Deborah Jensen.
I'm Linda Collins.
Hi, I'm Marissa Joy Davis.
This is Michelle Wong.
And I'm Nancy Rose.
My name is Brandy Hunt. And
hello, my name is Raven Nguyen.
Hi there, my name is Giovanna Vidal.
Hi, I'm Monica Thomas.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. You're watching episode 601. Now, I'm doing something a little different with the show. We're going back to the format of 2014 of the hard-hitting questions. I will ask you my top three, and you can ask me your top three. So the first one I'm going to ask you is life in space. Do you believe in life in space?
Like extraterrestrials and things like that?
Yes.
I think anything is possible. I think there's a lot of things that we don't know and a lot of things that we don't see on a day-to-day basis, but I don't think it necessarily means it doesn't exist. I'd like to really think that there is other life out there and that one day they'll come here, and they've probably already been here, we just don't know. But maybe one day we'll all be aware of each other, and maybe that will actually solve a lot of the problems that we have in the future. I might not see it in my lifetime, but hopefully in the future we'll have that. I just don't rule anything out. I believe in almost anything being possible.
Oh, absolutely. And for me, there's billions of people and beings on this earth, and just the fact people are just closed-minded that they can't accept the fact, there were billions of people before us. You look back at the Middle Ages. You look at the Renaissance. You look at, I was going to say the church. But you look at, when Jesus Christ walked around. Or when the dinosaurs walked around, for that matter. There's things like that. If you can believe in that stuff, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't believe at one time or another, there was life on Mars. They even found water and air on Mars, so that has to tell you, but eventually there was something there, but only God knows what happened afterwards. But hey, it's always good to be open-minded. Absolutely,
and I think that being closed-minded is boring. I mean, I'd love to, even if these things aren't real, at least our imagination is being kind of like engaged, and then who am I to say that doesn't exist?
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is terms to exceed. With every single thing that you accomplished in your life, what is your label? What is your terms to exceed? If you had to give us your top 3 terms to exceed, what motivated you and what are they?
I think it always has to be that it's something that's close to your heart. It has to be something that actually helps other people. And it has to be something that puts out positivity into the world, because there's so much negativity. I don't ever want to be one of the people that's adding to that negativity. And also, if you're leading from your heart, then you'll never step on anybody else's toes or things like that, because there's room for everybody to do what they have to do. I don't believe in letting ambition take over, and that's never an excuse to bulldoze over people or use them or treat them badly because you're ambitious. A lot of people will excuse it and say, well, I'm just a very ambitious person. That's what happens. No, you're just not a nice person, because there's a way of doing things and there's a way of doing things, and you just don't ever need to hurt anybody else to get ahead. And if you have to hurt somebody in order to get ahead, then it's probably not the right way to do it. Then find a different way. Because I don't want to leave people in my wake, and what's the point of being successful if you look back and there's nobody there? If you've kind of used everybody and abused everybody and they all hate your guts, then there's no reason. There's no way you're going to enjoy us to be able to celebrate anything. You'll just be miserable. So I think it always has to have those 3 elements. Your heart has to be into it. It has to be good for other people. And it has to be putting positivity out into the world.
No, absolutely. And one thing that we talked about off the air, my last question to you, then I'm going to pass the show over to you, is do you believe in past lives?
I do. I actually went to get my past life regression done a few months ago, and I think I'm going to do it again this month coming up, because I know somebody in LA who's really good at it. His name is Derek Jameson. If you want to look him up, you can also find him on my socials, but he's a really amazing spiritualist, and he's very good as a guide. So we did my past lives, and we found out that we did, I think, 5 or 6 of them, and in every life I've always been someone who helps other people. I've always been someone creative. I've always been someone who sacrificed things for other people too. So it kind of fits in with everything I am now. And I definitely believe that I was here before, and I believe that each time I come back, I'm at another level, hopefully reaching whatever my final purpose is going to be. But it all fits in, with me helping other people in each life, with me sacrificing things for other people in each life, and in what I do now. And also, I think, again, who am I to say that it doesn't exist? Because I'm not sure. I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. And I'd like to think part of the past life information that you find out kind of helps you to make sense out of this life.
No, absolutely. Now, with that being said, what's the last 7 minutes again? What's the show? Actually, 6 minutes and counting. I'm going to pass it over to you. You can ask me anything you want. Gloves off. And let's have fun with it.
Well, what made you decide to start doing this? Interviewing people and having your own show?
Pretty much, I use a lot of people for inspirations. Use my dad, my brother. I use it for my birthday list and for an inspiration. But what really broke the camel's back, so to speak, was having my labels. For the longest time, I was like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because I read and learn at a 5th grade level, and I'm not educated, I am not qualified. So I said, to hell with it. I'm going to show all you, look at what I'm able to accomplish. And, use my brother for an inspiration. One of my brothers, he always complained about life. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what to do and say. And my dad's like, oh, don't talk to him. He knows people. Go talk to your sisters. He can point you in the right direction. And people are like, oh, what about you? And I was like, and they're like, what about me? You're not educated. You're not qualified. You don't shut up. You have diarrhea of the mouth. You don't listen. You can't take directions. You're not educated. You read and learn at 5th grade level. and you're on the spectrum being retarded, and you're going to be a burden for the rest of your life, and you're not going to amount to anything, end up in a group home. So I said, screw it. I'm going to show you, look at what I'm able to accomplish. And for 6 years, day in and day out, for 6 years, this is what I want to do until I die. Because I'm very passionate about it.
Well, that's good. I just actually, the night before last, I was at a show that George Steeves, his name is. He is an actor, but he has Asperger's disease. And again, he was pretty much told that he wasn't going to be able to do much in the entertainment world because it was not heard of for somebody with Asperger's to become an actor or to have the discipline to do that. But he is a working actor. He has a one-man show now, and it's about his life, how he started, and what he's up until now. It shows what he's done and how much he's accomplished. He's an accomplished singer. So, I mean, he beat all the odds. I mean, you can always beat all the odds. And you should definitely look him up, because if you look him up, I'm sure you'll get some inspiration from him, too.
Hey, if you want to send me his name, I can probably send him an invite being on the show.
Yeah, it's George Steeves, and you can probably find it online, because I definitely tweeted about it and posted about it, and I think I even put it on Instagram. So.
Hey, well, if you can send me the message, I appreciate that. But was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything else you wanted to know?
Well, what's up next for you?
Up next, good question. I'm on the road of 700. I have my 6th annual anniversary coming up on June 15th. Anyone who's in the area who would be interested in hanging out, you can direct a message to me at the Keith Angie Network on June 15th at 7 p.m. at Fridays. I'm having my little event. If anyone's interested, you can hit me up. I'm actually talking to some people about getting interviewed in the city. I'm waiting for one person to get back to me, and we're in the process of somebody else. I do plan on being interviewed in person. That's my main goal for this year. Because I can do phone interviews. I hate doing phone interviews. But yes, I can do phone interviews. I can do Skype interviews. But what I want is to work on my people skills and to sit down and just be a better person. Like, oh, this is therapy for myself. So it's kind of like just taking it to the next step on the road to 700.
Well, that's a good idea, because it's always better to take it to the next level. You can only stay at one level for so long before you're going to get bored, too.
Yeah. Now, the next question I do have for you, wrapping up, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction? And after being a guest, how do you feel now, and would you recommend it? And how can people follow you on social media? Are you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
I'm everywhere, and they can find me as Teco71, so it's TEECO71, or they can look up Tommy Geraci, Geraci, and they can find me everywhere on that. And as far as when you asked me to do the show, I was just interested in it because I do a lot of different interviews with people, and I enjoy meeting new people, and I enjoy being interviewed by new people. And I'm always willing to have a conversation. So this is how we meet new people. This is how we meet new connections. So I find that if you say no to too many things, you're limiting yourself.
No, absolutely. And when I first approached you, what was your first reaction? And would you recommend it, and how do you feel now?
I would definitely recommend it because I had a good time, and I think you asked good questions. So I'd recommend people do it. Yeah. When you first approached me, I just thought, yeah, this is interesting. Why not? I don't say no to too many things unless it makes me feel uncomfortable. That's the only time I tell people that all the time. Just say yes, unless it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable about it. Then that's kind of your gut telling you not to do something. So listen to that. But as long as you don't have any of those feelings, go for it.
No, absolutely. Now, with that being said, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
Thank you, and have fun on the road.